Now, in the previous session, I was going over um, the methods to use the mouse move navigation method. All right, and so essentially, you left mouse click in the navigator one time to get into the mode, and then you can move your mouse left and right, up and down for slide. Or you can hold down your left mouse button and go up, left and right and up and down for look. Look up, look down. All right. All right. And then, of course, when you release your left mouse button, you come out of the mode, out of the mouse move mode. So if I want to walk forward, walk in reverse, I got to go into the mode, and then I can use my wheel, and I can walk. All right. Now, a couple little caveats when it comes to this mouse move behavior. Number one, I am not aware of how to get back to where you started. I don't know of any particular button that I can press to say, oops, that's not the move I want. Let me give you an example. Left mouse, I'm in the mode, and I go like this. Oh, I don't know where I was. If I click that left mouse button again, I don't know of any way to easily get back to where I was, all right, before I went into the mouse move. Now, certainly I can go back into the mouse move and I can try to replicate where I was. That's probably close. But if you make a wrong move with the mouse move mode, there's no easy way to reverse that. There is no reset value like you might have here, all right, with your formulas. Now, it's easy enough to put yourself into a mouse move mode, not realizing what you're doing, and get yourself all thrown off in terms of position. I'll give you for an example. So I'm over here on the main, I'm moving around, and I intend to, let me pull the parameters over and get it matched up for you. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I need to move that a little bit. So you come over here, and your intention is to say, I want to walk forward. All right, but what happens is you come over here and you inadvertently press the left mouse button, thinking that you're going to go down to the move forward button, but yet you've entered yourself into this mouse move situation, and you're way off. So now you're thinking to yourself, well, yeah, now if you hadn't saved your work and everything, yeah, you're kind of messed up. And then what happens is, by the time you figure out, you're in the mouse move mode here, you're just all over the place, and you just have no idea where you were. So that's a little, I don't know, what would you call it? Maybe a little oversight on the designer's point of view. I don't know, maybe there should have been a confirmation. Do you really want to go into mouse move mode? I don't know. Or maybe maybe they highlighted the whole thing red or put a red border around it to indicate you're in a whole different mode of navigation. But they didn't. So you just have to kind of pay attention to that, and don't inadvertently put yourself into the mouse move navigation method. Now, and if you do, don't, I have found, don't bother trying to get yourself back to where you were. Don't even bother with that. Get out of the mouse move mode by clicking the left mouse button, and just pull your parameters back over to basically reset your view. There is nothing down here that I am aware of that would allow you to restore your position, all right, Now we have a position over here. We have position coordinates, but that's over on main. I am not aware of any position coordinates that you have in the navigator, and it's the navigator where you made the mistake. Really about the best you can do is pull the parameters back over again from main and move forward. Okay? So, you're coming over here, you're thinking, oh, I want to move, I want to slide right. And you click the wrong button. You click that left mouse button too soon, and you're off whack. Get out of the mode again with the left mouse button click, and then pull your parameters back over and move on. So the mouse move navigation method can actually be very handy because it allows you to very smoothly be able to position very, very smoothly. Now I can accomplish that same subtle, tiny little movement by coming down here. Let's say I wanted to walk forward. All right, I can if I pull this panel open here, I could actually set this step down here to a very, very low amount, 2 maybe. All right, just as an example. And when I walk forward, I'm walking forward a very, very tiny bit. And that would also this value here would also pertain to sliding. So I could slide over just a tiny just a tiny little bit. So I can do that. So I can have very fine movements if I so choose with the buttons. All right. With my mouse move method, I can actually move in multiple accesses pretty quick. I'll give you, for instance, let's say that I want to get this point right here in the center of the screen. So I'm just going to click my mouse here, and I'm going to move my mouse and just kind of position it, and then I'm going to get out of mouse move. If I click my mouse up here, I don't instantly change the position. I still have my mouse movement, all right? And so I can get some pretty fine positioning changes on multiple accesses, all right, pretty easy. Now, if I show the coordinates, I have in the exact center of my screen. I know this is the exact center with respect to X and Y and Z, of course. And if I put my guides on, all right, I even have a little bit more visual reference. Now, if I click the left mouse button and go into the mouse move mode, you see now I actually have some visual reference with the guides as well as the coordinate icon. And I can get some pretty detailed navigation with this mouse move methodology. And I clicked the left mouse button and I came out of the mouse move. All right. So that is the mouse move um, uh, alternative navigation. I personally find that using the mouse move method is very good for fine-tuning your position, but it's not really good for big changes. And the reason for that is because I'm going to go back into the mode now. Big changes are pretty quick. I mean, your scene moves by so quickly. A tiny little movement of your mouse, and that scene moves pretty quick, and it's very easy to get visually lost. And you are talking about a lower resolution rendering here, so it's very easy to get lost as all these pixels fly by, trying to keep up with your mouse move. So I personally find that the mouse move method is good for fine-tuning your position, and I still prefer the buttons for stepping, larger stepping, of which I can control the amount of the stepping. All right. And I personally like the Stream Deck or the keyboard. All right. Pressing the appropriate keys on the keyboard so that you can move even greater amounts. And when you're using the Stream Deck, which is optional, of course, or you're using the keyboard, if I were to hold the W key down on the keyboard, you see, I can do some really fast walking. I could do that with the mouse move as well, but I would be also modifying the one of the axes at the same time. So this way you're guaranteed to stay on the Z-axis in terms of walking. All right, and if I do the S, I'm walking in reverse. So it really depends upon how fine of an adjustment you want to make in your position within your Mandelbulb scene. Now I'm going to close this session by saying this. The better you are at navigating through your scene or around your Mandelbulb 3D object, the better you're going to have as an outcome to your animation, because you're going to be navigating, taking a keyframe, navigating, taking a keyframe, navigating, taking a keyframe. The more precise you are with your navigation in the scene, the better your keyframes are, and the better the keyframes, the better the quality of the animation. All right, so understanding your navigation is important for a good keyframe sequence, which would render out as a good animation. All right, all right, all right. That's enough for now. I'll see you in the next session.